Welcome back. We are reading from the same book, so let's kick it off. The author states this book is derived entirely from unclassified and publicly available documents and information sources, together with the author's interviews and conversations in unclassified public forums. Readers should bear in mind that the most pessimistic and negative information, such as district-by-district intelligence assessments of Taliban control in Afghanistan, are classified, and this book contains only information from the more optimistic sphere of public information. Nevertheless, some military readers of this book may still experience cognitive dissonance. So deeply has the ethos of optimism been ingrained in the culture of the military. Cognitive dissonance, that we can share an idea or set of ideas or information that is inconsistent with our belief or our military programming or belief. That cognitive dissonance is our having these conflicting feelings. Like most of our thoughts may be head in that direction, but some of the thoughts in this particular book may lead us in that direction. We have these competing views because maybe we won't let go of the old ways of thinking, feeling, and being, because oftentimes that makes us feel crappy. And he talks about having spent an entire career around military culture, and that this is oftentimes more visible in the friction between the intelligence community and the military. The track record of intelligence assessments on Afghanistan being condemned by senior military leaders as being too pessimistic, only to be proven to have been too optimistic, is a long one, but has not changed in pattern. And maybe you've seen it. I think I've seen a little bit of it. It's just the tendencies from battalion commander up to continue to grind and to grind and to grind, because if they don't grind, if they don't have their battalions or their companies and their platoons grind, then there's no data to justify their existence or promotion or use of assets. I've even seen where it seems, I don't know for a fact, but it seems like Joes are put out into the hornet's nest, not for any clear, defined task and purpose as we're trained as officers, but purely to kind of be data points or targets to get shot at, to figure out where the bad guys are, but then hopefully to be attacked in such a way or at such a frequency or intensity that then those commanders, layers of commanders, can request more specialized, super awesome assets to bring into their area so they can knock on those doors, so they can use those assets, so they can tabulate those things on maybe their officer evaluation report. At the end, it's a more of a cynical, negative view, but sitting back watching it, a pattern seems to be a pattern. Take it or leave it, I guess. And again, not to don you with the truth or the information, it's just an added idea for you to consider, for you to take inside and reflect on and internally validate or deny, but also to reflect on the virtues that this kind of stirs up. Because for me, it tends to trigger the idea of humility, that I think I know what I know, and sometimes I and we can be pretty attached to what we know or what we think we know, and having the humility and even vulnerability and courage, because we can't be vulnerable or consider an outside opinion without being on some level vulnerable. But if we do vulnerability on purpose, it implies risk, which courage is required to overcome that risk and allow that new idea or new way of thinking, feeling, and being inside to tumble around and potentially beat up our old and maybe outdated beliefs. So truly, I approach this with a student or learner's mindset. I encourage you to do the same and to continue to reflect, what thoughts does this stir up in me? What emotions and what virtues are those things related to? So what do you think about this so far? Let me know in the comments. We'd love to hear from you.